Donald and Melania don't seem to be the most affectionate couple, and while they claim everything is perfect, many observers and even body language experts have noticed some odd things. Let's take a look at the strange truth about Donald Trump's marriage. Donald Trump apparently forgot his wife's birthday. Forgetting a loved one's birthday is always a faux pas, and when you're the former president of the United States, it doesn't go unnoticed. Melania Trump quietly celebrated her 53rd birthday on April 26, 2023, surrounded by family at Mar-a-Lago. Given Melania's recent preference for privacy and her husband Donald Trump's legal battles, it's understandable that she opted for a low-key celebration. Melania feels comfortable and content at Mar-a-Lago, where she is fortunate to have her family close by. However, many were surprised to observe that Donald Trump did not acknowledge his wife's birthday publicly, despite being active on social media that day. On Truth Social, he made 15 posts, primarily discussing his ongoing civil trial in New York and denouncing the allegations against him as a made-up scam. Despite this flurry of activity, there was no mention or well wishes for Melania's special day. While some interpreted this as a possible oversight or intentional snub, a source reassured people that the couple's relationship was solid. Despite Donald Trump's outspoken demeanor and significant influence, the source emphasized that he holds deep respect and admiration for his wife Melania. Melania rejecting Trump's hand. The dynamics of Donald and Melania Trump's relationship have always intrigued observers. While Donald is known for his outspokenness, Melania tends to keep a low profile and remains reserved in comparison. Over the years, speculation about the state of their marriage has persisted, fueled by observations from body language experts who interpret their interactions as strained or forced. While these interpretations are subjective and inconclusive, there are moments between the couple that feel uneasy to many. One such instance that garnered public attention was a video capturing the Trump's arrival in Israel. In the footage, Donald Trump strides ahead on the red carpet, while Melania trails behind. When he extends his hand back, presumably to reach for Melania's, she appears to brush it away. This moment sparked a flurry of reactions on social media platforms like X, formerly Twitter, with some users interpreting it as a clear indication of marital discord. One user even speculated, "Anyone smell divorce yet, honestly? They can stop putting up a front. We know she's not happy in the marriage." However, others offered alternative explanations for the interaction. Some suggested that Melania's movement could have been a natural swing of her arms or a gesture indicating she would catch up, rather than a deliberate swat. They've slept in separate beds for years. Even before Donald Trump assumed the presidency, the nature of his marriage with Melania was a subject of widespread speculation. CNN correspondent Kate Bennett delved into this curiosity in her unauthorized biography on Melania Trump, shedding light on the couple's living arrangements. According to Bennett's book, Melania and Donald did not share a bed while residing in the White House. Instead, Melania reportedly had her own separate bedroom, situated on a different floor of the presidential residence. While Donald occupied the master bedroom, Melania opted for a spacious two-room suite on the floor above, complete with her own bedroom, a glam room, and a gym, all distinct from her husband's living quarters. Although the couple has neither confirmed nor refuted these claims about their separate sleeping arrangements, Bennett's account is not the first to touch upon the topic. Karen McDougal, a former Playboy playmate who allegedly had an affair with Donald in the early 2000s, previously mentioned being shown Melania's separate bedroom during a tour of Trump Tower. McDougal recounted in a handwritten document obtained by The New Yorker that Donald indicated Melania enjoyed having her own space for reading or solitude. However, a spokesperson dismissed McDougal's claims of an affair with Donald, labeling her recollection as an old story that is just more fake news. Donald seems oblivious to his own marriage at times. We've touched on POTUS and FLOTUS's awkward moments during the inauguration and other events post-election. It seems that former President Donald Trump either missed the memo or simply can't shake off his awkwardness around his wife, even on the global stage. Take, for instance, the press conference in Fort Myers, Florida, after Hurricane Irma. Standing right beside Melania, Donald thanked the first responders and mentioned how Melania really wanted to be there, expressing her heartfelt concern for the devastation caused by the hurricane. Critics quickly pointed out that it seemed like Donald wasn't even aware of Melania standing beside him, while his defenders suggested that he might have been trying to convey Melania's strong desire to accompany him on the trip, albeit in his usual awkward way with words. Regardless, it likely made for an uncomfortable Air Force One ride back to the White House. Reports say Melania does not wish to be the First Lady again. Trump denies claims. It appears that Donald and Melania Trump may have divergent visions for their future endeavors. While Donald is actively engaged in campaigning for the 2024 presidential election, Melania seems less enthusiastic, with sources close to the couple suggesting that she has no desire to resume the role of First Lady. Donald's fervent ambition to reclaim the White House contrasts with Melania's preference for her current lifestyle post-Washington, D.C. Even during her tenure as First Lady, Melania maintained a relatively private existence, and since departing the White House, she has further retreated from the public eye. Reports indicate that she would much rather continue residing in Palm Beach, Florida, than re-enter the political arena alongside her husband. According to one insider, returning to the role of First Lady is not Melania's aspiration. She views it as a concluded chapter in her life. Another source speculated that individuals like Lara Trump and Kimberly Guilfoyle would likely play more active roles on the campaign trail than Melania. However, Donald has refuted assertions of Melania's lack of interest in his political ambitions, dismissing them as more fake news. Speaking on Fox and Friends, he praised Melania's tenure as First Lady and emphasized her popularity among the public. Despite Donald's defense, Melania has yet to address or clarify any rumors surrounding her potential return to the White House. Melania is distancing herself during his indictment. Amidst her husband Donald Trump's legal woes over alleged hush money payments to former Playboy model Karen McDougal and adult film star Stormy Daniels, Melania Trump has opted for silence. She has refrained from commenting on Trump's criminal charges and has largely stayed out of the public eye, preferring to maintain a low profile at the Mar-a-Lago resort. The criminal case against her husband, which revolves around alleged affairs that occurred during their marriage, has inevitably drawn attention to Melania's personal life. While Trump vehemently denies the allegations against him, Melania has chosen not to publicly support him. Her appearances have been scarce since the indictment began. Speaking to the Daily Mail, Melania's former chief of staff, Stephanie Grisham, shed light on the former First Lady's silence regarding the indictment. Grisham suggested that Melania views the legal battle and accusations against Donald as his own problem, not hers. She doesn't want to be seen as the wife who will stand by her husband no matter what, Grisham stated. She prioritizes her own well-being. Grisham further noted Melania's desire to avoid being likened to Hillary Clinton, who famously stood by Bill Clinton during the Monica Lewinsky scandal. Melania didn't want to be that person, Grisham explained. If Grisham's insights are accurate, Melania is likely to maintain her distance from her husband until the legal proceedings are resolved. Melania is understandably angry over Trump's alleged affairs. Despite Melania Trump's silence regarding Donald Trump's alleged extramarital affairs and criminal charges, sources close to the couple suggest that it's causing a rift between them. Melania prefers not to discuss the legal case or her husband's potential infidelity, even among her inner circle. She remains angry and doesn't want to hear about the alleged hush money payment mentioned, one source revealed. Melania has reportedly harbored this frustration since 2018, when the Wall Street Journal first reported allegations that Donald arranged to pay Stormy Daniels $130,000 in hush money. Melania's anger is understandable, particularly if the allegations are true, as the affair between Daniels and her husband allegedly occurred shortly after Melania gave birth to their son, Barron. Despite her husband pleading not guilty to multiple indictments, the former First Lady wants to ignore it and hopes it will pass, but she doesn't sympathize with Donald's plight. It appears that Melania is coping with her anger through a form of denial, opting to overlook the scandals surrounding Donald. Another source explained, Melania is living her own life and still finds happiness at Mar-a-Lago, surrounded by people who love her and refrain from discussing reality or negative aspects about her husband. Melania didn't attend Trump's post-arraignment speech. On April 4, 2023, Donald Trump faced a significant moment as he was arraigned on criminal charges in a New York courthouse, marking the first time a former U.S. president has encountered such legal proceedings. The 45th president pleaded not guilty to 34 felony counts before returning to his Mar-a-Lago club in Palm Springs, Florida, where he addressed a crowd of supporters. Asserting his innocence, Trump stated, "The only crime I have committed is to fearlessly defend our nation from those who seek to destroy it." Surrounded by approximately 400 supporters, including members of his family, Trump's address drew attention to the absence of one prominent figure, former First Lady Melania Trump. Notably missing from the event, her absence felt conspicuous, especially considering her known residence at the resort. While expressing gratitude for his family's support, Trump specifically acknowledged his children present, stating, "I have a great family and they've done a fantastic job and we appreciate it very much." He proceeded to name his sons Don Jr. and Eric, as well as his daughter Ivanka, adding, "And Barron will be great someday." Melania's absence was further underscored by Trump's omission of any mention of her during the proceedings. Former aide claims they have a transactional marriage. Melania Trump's absence from Donald Trump's first statement following his arraignment didn't come as a surprise to those familiar with her mindset. Stephanie Winston Wolkoff, Melania's former aide, shed light on Melania's perspective, stating, "Melania lives in an ivory tower of denial regarding the alleged affairs and legal charges facing her husband." While Melania's decision to skip Trump's post-arraignment speech raised eyebrows, Wolkoff emphasized, "I never expected to see her there. Her silence is deliberate. It is her weapon of choice and her protective armor." Despite Melania's growing public detachment from Donald, Wolkoff doesn't foresee a divorce on the horizon for the couple. According to Wolkoff, Melania is fully aware of Trump's affairs and opts to maintain silence on the matter to uphold her own dignity. However, even if she refrains from offering public support, Wolkoff noted, she will stand by her husband, as she always does. While infidelity might be a deal-breaker for many, especially when scrutinized in the public eye as it is for the Trumps, Wolkoff suggested that for Melania, this is a transactional marriage. She knew what she was getting into when she married Donald. Despite Wolkoff's prediction that Melania will remain with her husband, she's unlikely to engage with the press or address the issue publicly. Melania believes she doesn't have to answer or explain herself to anyone, Wolkoff emphasized. They rarely see each other at Mar-a-Lago. While Donald and Melania Trump both reside at their Mar-a-Lago resort, insiders have revealed that their paths barely cross. Despite sharing a residence, the former first couple seems to be intentionally keeping their distance from each other. Speculation has even arisen suggesting that Melania might be contemplating divorcing Donald. An insider disclosed to the Mirror that Melania has been deeply troubled by his alleged affairs, stating, "There is little wonder people believe it's not just the criminal court Trump is heading to, but possibly a divorce one too." As the couple maintains their distance, Melania reportedly stays occupied with close friends and family, primarily focusing on raising their son, Barron Trump. Despite living separately, they still fulfill their social obligations together. attending dinners and other events at the resort. Melania does very well with all of her socializing duties. However, they maintain separate living spaces and pursue their individual activities. They still see friends for dinner at the club, but live separately and do what they want on their own. They don't spend that much time together. As previously mentioned, reports indicate that the Trumps have maintained separate bedrooms for years. While their continued adherence to this arrangement in Palm Springs may not necessarily indicate an impending divorce, it does raise questions about the extent of their shared time and interests. She hasn't been attending his political campaign events. In May 2023, Melania Trump made a public statement to Fox News Digital in support of her husband's re-election campaign. The former First Lady expressed her belief that if they were to return to office, they would restore hope for the future and lead America with love and strength. Despite her statement, Melania has largely maintained a low profile and has been notably absent from her husband's campaign events since then. Melania has not participated in her husband's recent political engagements, as it is uncomfortable for her. Unlike Donald, who seems to thrive in the political spotlight, Melania is naturally more reserved and private. Describing her demeanor, the source noted, "Melania can be aloof and not particularly friendly because she simply wants to be left alone. Therefore, her absence from public events may be more a reflection of her personal preference rather than indicative of the state of her and Donald's marriage. Alternatively, it could signify Melania's deliberate effort to distance herself from Donald." When questioned by a reporter about Melania's involvement in his campaign, Trump mentioned that she spends her time with Barron while he is at school. He further stated that Melania would join him on the campaign trail at the appropriate time. Trump also admitted to trying to shield Melania from politics, describing it as nasty and mean, which could explain her absence from political events. Melania holds her prenup dearly. In 2020, Washington Post journalist Mary Jordan stirred up controversy with her book, The Art of Her Deal: The Untold Story of Melania Trump. Jordan suggested that Melania's delayed move to the White House was driven by business motives. Allegedly, Melania used her husband's presidency as leverage to demand revisions to their prenuptial agreement, ensuring better financial terms for herself and her son Barron. According to Jordan's sources, Melania wanted written assurance that Barron would receive fair treatment in financial matters and inheritance, akin to Trump's older children. However, Melania's chief of staff, Stephanie Grisham, dismissed these claims as fiction, labeling the book as belonging to the realm of fiction rather than non-fiction. Fast forward to 2023, amidst Donald's legal battle with E. Jean Carroll, who accused him of sexual assault and defamation. Reports surfaced suggesting that Melania seized this opportunity to renegotiate their prenuptial agreement once again. Sources claimed that Melania threatened to renegotiate the prenup or file for divorce unless Donald increased her monthly allowance and enhanced Barron's inheritance. In exchange, she allegedly pledged support for his 2024 presidential run. The insider described it as a take-it-or-leave-it scenario, indicating Melania's firm stance and Donald's acknowledgement that he needed her support for any future political endeavors. Did Donald really forget Melania's name? In February 2024, Donald Trump received an enthusiastic reception at the Conservative Political Action Conference, CPAC, where he expressed gratitude for the sold-out crowd's support and their affection for Melania Trump. When he mentioned the former First Lady's name, the audience erupted in applause and cheers, prompting Trump to remark, "Oh, look at that, wow," with evident pleasure. "Mercedes, that's pretty good," he exclaimed, acknowledging the enthusiastic response. However, some critics immediately seized on Trump's mention of Mercedes, assuming he had intended to say Melania and mistakenly referred to his wife by a different name. Media outlets quickly picked up on the speculation, with Joe Biden even joking about it during an appearance on Late Night with Seth Meyers, remarking, he can't remember his wife's name. Trump swiftly responded to the controversy in a video posted on X, clarifying that he was addressing Mercedes Schlapp, his former senior advisor, who was also present in the audience. He criticized the media for their dishonesty, accusing them of fabricating stories. Schlapp also weighed in on the matter, sharing a PolitiFact article titled, "No, Donald Trump did not call his wife Mercedes instead of Melania," and dismissing the reports as the silliness of fake news. In conclusion, the complexities of Donald and Melania Trump's marriage continue to captivate public interest, revealing layers of intrigue and speculation. As we navigate through the twists and turns of their relationship, one question remains. What do you believe is the true story behind the dynamics of their marriage? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating insights into Donald Trump's marriage. See you next time. Bye-bye.